Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Bring 'em Out with your hosts, Joel Richardson and Alan Hill.
Hey everybody, we're here at the Sunnybrook Ballroom inside the Speakeasy for another episode of Bring 'em Out. I'm Alan Hill, here with SoulJoel himself, Joel Richardson. Today we have a very special guest, Mike Keller, and I'll let Joel explain.
Well, this is unbelievable. For now,
big news.
3 years, I've never been in this position. I've always been in his position, the guest on his show, Mornings with Mike on WEEU, and now we're bringing Mornings with Mike on SoulJoel TV, YouTube, and then Mornings with Mike on Facebook.
So exciting, man.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped up. I
Man.
can't wait for this coming Monday when we start things off July 31st.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting. 8 a.m. on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and then if you can't catch it live, the great thing about this, it's going to be like you guys, a podcast. So people will be able to check it out whenever they want.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I hear it might make its way back to SoulJoel TV even,
Yes.
right? Yes, yes.
But it's so funny, man. Like I consider myself a promo machine. Mm-hmm. And then I met Mike. like another level. Like yep, so excited. He went right into it. Like, Joel's not going to mention the time. Like, I'll do the date. Let's not leave our listeners in the dark. So far, this is 30 seconds in. I've lost control already.
I see why this works so well, because we got big picture and details.
Yeah.
He's got, I mean, you know how he is. He's got so much going on and so much on his mind. And if you spend any time with him, especially here while he's working, you see all the irons in the fire.
Yes.
And that's not hyperbole.
It's
That's
astonishing when you actually see it
100%.
up close, right?
I wouldn't even find my way here if I had as much on my mind as Joel does.
I'd just be cowering in my bed.
All I'm worried about Monday is getting this dopey show onto the air. And I was up last night for like 2 hours thinking about, and on the air. We're not even on the air. It's the internet. We're going to scream into a computer, into an iPhone.
That's so awesome. I love it, man. I can relate, believe me. That's awesome, Mike.
So anyway, how are you guys doing?
Joel, back to you.
He stole your line.
Dude, but it's so funny that he said that, because Giannis, when he was here about a month ago, he goes, I think there's people that Joel doesn't even know that are on payroll. He goes, they're walking around with a SoulJoel staff shirt. And he goes, I guess you work here now.
Well, there's some people I found out who work here who don't know who Joel is.
That's awesome. Oh, I haven't heard that one yet. That's great.
No, yeah, there was a, there's a bit of a backstory. Talk about breaking the fourth wall. So,
My fourth and last day here at SoulJoel.
No. There was an employee that had some questions, so I made my way down, okay, and I yelled out his name. Yeah. When I got around the corner, he had started walking the opposite way of where my voice was coming from, towards the ballroom, and he goes, "Oh, you scared me." Asked me a couple of questions about what he should do that day. We finished. We had a great conversation. He goes, "Thank you so much." Then I go to walk away. I'm like, "Have a good day," and I say his name. He goes, "And what's your name, by the way?"
Oh, man. Dude.
And I go, it's the same one that's on your paycheck. He goes, huh, how about that?
You gotta respect the fact that he doesn't care.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. But other than that, my day was great.
Oh, that's awesome,
Yeah.
dude. That's
So,
so awesome.
that's called checking your ego, right at the door.
Oh, man. We all get plenty of those
Plenty of that
constantly.
humbling moments.
Yep, no doubt.
To be fair, like, names are my kryptonite. I'm so bad at remembering names. Right, Frank?
Yes, Steve.
But I just went up to the wonderful bartender out of Gatsby's and asked for a glass of water. And I said, I'm new here. What's your name? I think we haven't met yet. She goes, I met you yesterday. And I was like, if you want to spit in that water, I get it.
This is Adam Sandler, and I loved you in 50 First Dates.
You're right. That's so awesome. Dude, so we have the guy that does the paint and sip events here, okay? A guy named Brandon Pizzola, who just happened, I went to middle school with this guy. I go way back with him, but I hadn't seen him in 30 years before Joel books him, right? This dude walks into a room, We had 20 some people at the last
Oh,
event.
yeah.
Right?
Yep, yeah, around, yeah.
This guy walks into a room, and before he starts the class, there's like a 10-minute, 15-minute little, like, everybody getting settled period, right? And he's walking around doing the thing, and then he goes around the room and introduces everybody by name. He memorizes everybody. He's done up to 60 people in one class that way.
I don't trust that guy.
I
don't understand how that guy's mind works. He's an alien.
Dude, the massive. I used to sell real estate. I would shake somebody's hand at the opening the door at the open house and forget their house or their name by the time they walked into the kitchen.
I would have callers call the radio show, and eventually I stopped board opting, so I couldn't see the call screen. Someone would have to, I don't know, whiteboard and show it to me. And 10 seconds into the call, I'd call them by the last caller's name.
Oh, no. I never knew that.
All the time.
Oh, my God, that's
so get ready.
funny.
Get ready, because now we're just going to be taking calls unscreened.
That's awesome.
So, and another thing that Mike decided to do was we have the number for people to call.
Well, let's put that out on this.
But
Tell everybody the info they need for that.
I think Mike had that prepared.
I don't have that number
Mike couldn't
ready.
remember one name, let alone 10 digits.
484. You figure out the rest. You got till Monday.
We got to get somehow the SoulJoel numbers.
Yeah. We'll have to figure out if there's some sort of
letter thing.
Yeah.
For those people with those push button house phones.
Yeah.
Totally. Exactly.
Yeah. 484 help now.
484. What's your name?
There it is. That's perfect. I'm so with you, brother. Yeah. I've gotten a little better over the years somehow.
I have not,
despite my legendary marijuana usage. Somehow it's gotten better.
Legendary? Yeah. You're in the Mount Rushmore of pot?
Well, I don't know if it's quite
Mount
that far.
Rushweed.
Mount Rushweed. There's a picture with me with a bong on that. On that.
Cheech, Chong, Allen.
Cheech, Chong, Allen Hill.
Snoop Dogg.
The big four. The four horsemen of weed.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Dude, yeah, and that the one person I heard that that Snoop has been outsmoked by, Willie Nelson.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude.
He goes, that brother is crazy. Dude, for Snoop to say that, that's crazy.
That's priceless.
Well, they still keep talking. I don't know if you guys are fans of Broken Lizard, the guys who did Beer Fest. And
Oh,
Super
sure,
Troopers.
yeah. What's the movie?
Beer Fest. At the end of Beer Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Is when he meets up with Willie Nelson and basically invites them to Weed Fest. So all of us idiots who love that movie and have watched it 1,000 times, like I hate to admit it, that's probably the movie I've watched more than any other movie in my life.
Those
is
guys
Beer
are great.
Fest is coming soon, like Weed Fest. We're all waiting for the Weed Fest. They got to film it before Willie.
Come on,
Willie's
Come
still
on.
kicking.
I mean,
Willie.
I would gladly step up if necessary, but come on, let's get it done while Willie's still with
Good
us.
to know they got a reserve. They got the benches, the bullpen's ready. Willie died. Get Allen.
That's so awesome. Get Allen. Super Troopers is what I was trying to think.
Yeah, that's a great one too.
That's one of their classics.
Yeah, and they just put out one on. I just watched it on Hulu. Called it's the Hunchback of Notre Dame. What's that guy? Quasimodo.
Yeah.
Quasi is the name of it.
I haven't seen
It's
that
on
yet.
Hulu. Pretty funny. Pretty funny.
I like those guys enough.
Yeah.
I'll check them out.
Yeah, they're
That's
great.
Awesome. That's awesome. I love that. That's so funny, man. I love it.
Then we're going to be announcing, speaking of it, we're going to do Oktoberfest.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So mark your calendars, Saturday, October 21st.
Oh, I'm excited for that, man.
Not
gonna
to
be
brag,
great.
we got a polka fest in the afternoon,
Dude.
then a rock and roll band at night. Rock and roll?
21st. To be determined.
Oh.
But rock of some type for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome. There's a lot of winking that I feel uncomfortable being between you guys now.
No. So we have I don't know where it stands.
Okay.
Band booked, and then I go, hey man, could you just have him send the bio and headshot? Because like I put tickets on sale like 30 seconds before we confirm it. Like I'm on it. Like let's,
You're ready to hit the
let's do
button.
it.
Yeah,
'Cause,
so ready.
dude. Even during the pandemic, the agents would be like, don't send it until I send the bio and headshot. I go, yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. By the time they send the contract, the bio, and headshot, I got 100 tickets sold. Whoopsie daisy. So
Awesome.
yeah. So then all of a sudden, Alan had it. He's booking all the musical acts here now to take one thing off my plate and one iron out of the fire. Thanks for noticing, Mike. And, and then all of a sudden I go, so what happened? He's like, I'm not sure, brother, but
Something got lost in translation between "I'll take the gig" and "I'll send you the promos."
From the people planning the event.
right. Well, no,
Gasp.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like so I don't know if it's a summertime or it's like that's why every talent needs a manager because he's just not sending the promo or he just forgot about the gig. Like I don't know what happened.
Right. Yeah.
So
and it's tricky on our end because what do? You
Yeah.
can only bug them so many times.
So you got to reach out again?
Yes.
You gonna poke the
And
bear?
If I'm going to reach out again, and if I don't hear back, then we're just going to go to Plan B.
All right.
Yeah.
Which
There's always a Plan B, baby.
Alan's
Yeah.
banjo that his mom got him for
Right,
Christmas
right.
one year.
That's right. He pays attention.
That was a story. That was an off-air story. Just to let you know how Alan met me.
Oh,
We were setting up the
your words, not mine.
Excellent first impression, by the way.
we were setting up the new podcast studio, which is a little bit different than what we're sitting in now. And I was putting some stuff away, and I heard the door open, and I heard someone go, "Hey, brother, how are you?" Which sounds, I thought, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And then I hear Joel say, "Alan, how's it going?" And I stand up, and poor Alan, when he walks in, the first thing he sees is my ass.
Yeah.
As my wife would tell you, my flat ass just displayed proudly in front of the door.
And then from my perspective, I see Alan make direct eye contact going, "Oh, I didn't know you were in here." And then, hello.
He said eye contact, not eyes. Eye.
And then after my erection went down, I went over and shook his hand.
Without his hands.
So you could like Mornings with Mike on Facebook.
We've derailed promoting the new show. It's not a good start. Mornings with Mike on Facebook. It's facebook.com/MWM Radio. SoulJoel's TV is youtube.com/@SoulJoelTV, which
Yep.
we learned.
Which we learned,
There's
yeah.
an @ in front of that when you search for it on YouTube. And then there's the podcast link is everywhere you get your podcast. Apple, Pandora, Spotify, Amazon, all those places you'll be able to get the podcast. And we plan to do the show 8 till 9:30, 10 o'clock each and every day, and then give us an hour, and it'll be up on the podcast platforms. You'll be able to listen to it at your leisure, as they say.
That is freaking awesome.
Yeah,
I'm so
and
excited for this.
The point I was going to make earlier with the phone number is Colleen, who listens to this podcast all the time, posted on the promo video that we posted yesterday, goes, "Oh, a phone number? This is great idea, but you're going to hate me." Because you could call not just live during the show, but at night if something's chapping your ass or burning, you're going to be able to.
I love it. And
yeah.
we love. Hi, Colleen, by the way, one of the big SoulJoel supporters. She's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's great, man. That's so cool. I
Voicemails.
love the audience participation thing.
Text
man.
messages. Since we're going to be on Facebook, you'll be able to comment in the Facebook feed. So there's a lot of ways to get involved. I can get that number in 2 seconds. Hold on, here we go.
Oh, I love it.
And Jaden's back.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So we've learned today that mono can morph into strep throat.
Oh, good lord.
Good lord is right.
Tough couple weeks for my man.
But we got it under control. Him and his healthcare provider.
Thanks to Joel, it's under control.
I like how he says it can morph in like it's a mutation
right.
in the MCU.
Yeah,
It's a Mighty Morphin Power
it's an
Ranger.
X-Men.
that's what he found out at urgent care.
So the number, here we go, before I forget again, 484-509-0445.
Love it. Say it again.
484-509-0445. Email mike@sjpcomedy.com, joel@sjpcomedy.com. And we just want to make this interactive, fun, and just a goofy, light way to start your day each and every day.
I love it, man. I can't wait. I'll be checking it out constantly. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Watch out giving me that number, by the way, too.
I'll text it to you.
Mike, this is Alan. You might recognize my voice. Good morning.
How's your ass?
I didn't recognize you face first. Is how it'll start. But we should also tell the story real quick, since this is kind of about Joel and I, how we emailed Joel, and it might have been 4 years ago, because I think it was pre-pandemic when we reached out to you.
Yeah. Yep.
So we sent an email. I saw Joel pop up on Facebook, as he does, and I was like, comedy, I love it. Let's go ahead. Let's see if we can get him on. I said to my producer, Noel, and he emailed him, and we just heard nothing for 2 months. So I just figured he sucks.
Not wrong. Now, on my end, what happened was I had to confirm a new insurance policy. They go, check your spam. And I go, oh, well, what is this? An interview request. Totally derailed my insurance policy. And I go, well, this sounds good. I confirm the interview, and the lady on the phone goes, hello? And I go, oh, right.
God, that's awesome.
I was on the phone, literally on the phone. I go, no, I got to get back to that. I go, because I was so used to like knocking on doors, and now all of a sudden one knocked on my door and I never answered it.
Yes. Oh, dude, and you would have answered it like that if you knew it was
Like
there.
that.
Yep.
I know he would have.
Yep.
I know that now. But
Right.
at the same, you're like, well, I guess he just.
At that
doesn't
time, you're
like
like, oh,
this
this guy doesn't
Yeah.
give a. Yeah.
Yeah. Then, as people get comfortable, right? I start coming on once a month, and then as we get in studio, I'm able to come in studio. Well, I wake up one day to are you on your way? Dude, my alarm never went off. I swear to God, I set it for 6 p.m., not 6 a.m., like an idiot. And then you sound like,
Yep.
oh, you're mad. Dude, I since that was like 2 years ago, I've never slept. And my sister had to come wake me up. And Mike's like, hey, Deanna, Joel's on tomorrow.
I'm going to do the same thing Sunday night to make sure he shows up on Monday morning.
Dude, ever since I just never slept well, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm gonna sleep in.
Yeah,
That's
totally,
what it's like to
man.
be a morning radio host.
Oh,
just
dude,
never sleep well.
wow.
Just never sleep well.
No,
because you constantly feel that way. Like,
I constantly feel like I'm going to oversleep. Yeah, because if I oversleep, now you'll be here, Jaden will be here, but at the old show,
but the talent will be
no, that's Robbie. But
self-deprecating. Perfect.
I love
my
it.
buddy who I do the 222 podcast with, you can
it,
find
man.
that on everywhere you get your podcast as well. But yeah, it's just constant. I wake up, especially the first 2 years.
Yeah.
It was wake up every 90 minutes and look at the clock.
So funny.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
you don't want to be
Right.
that guy who oversleeps for a show.
Totally, man. That's got to be nerve-wracking. What time do you have to get up?
I was getting up like 4:30, 5 o'clock. Now this show's starting at 8. Much better schedule.
But
Yeah,
dude,
boy.
that's like mid-morning to you.
Yeah, totally, man.
My day was half over at 8 a.m. when I worked on radio.
So funny. And Alan, former tennis player, it's so funny to play pickleball. We were playing pickleball.
Oh, okay.
To have the score announced by a professional.
Oh,
like
I
with his
love
voice.
it. Yes.
2-0. Yeah. 2 serving 0.
Deuce.
202.
I didn't play this week. Back to you, Mike.
Back to you, Alan.
I love it. Oh man, that's great. So, what's like when you sit down to do the pod? Like, what are we doing on a daily basis? I love this idea.
Well, it's going to depend a lot what's going on.
Yeah,
in
there's
the
going to be
world.
because there's so much going on here. You have stuff to talk about
Yep.
all the time.
Yep, and not just here, but like out in the
real world,
and
yeah.
pop culture. I'm a huge, much like you. We already talked some Philly sports. We compared jerseys that we can no longer wear.
Oh yeah, we both have a collection of those.
a collection. My buddies don't allow me to buy Eagles jerseys anymore.
Oh man.
Now, why is that?
Because every time I get an Eagles jersey, they either get injured or they just automatically begin to
So
suck.
you jinx the player.
I jinx the
like
player.
Sports Illustrated.
I'm like the Madden curse.
Yeah. Is there a Sports Illustrated curse too? No, it's Madden, but definitely Madden.
yeah.
There is
definitely Madden.
there was an SI curse, but I don't remember. It doesn't apply to this particular conversation.
Yeah. Come on, Joe.
Back to you, Mike.
But yeah, I have. We were comparing our jerseys. I have Michael Lewis,
Former
Oh, boy.
safety. Who
Don't
was,
pretend to have to know any of these. for people.
What's his name? Who cares?
yeah, right. Joel won't know any of them.
Even his mom was like, "You got that jersey?" I got Stuart Bradley.
Stuart Bradley, that's a good one because
Yeah.
he was the 5th round draft pick who people thought might be really good. And
He was good for like a year.
He had like one decent year,
And I bought the
hurt,
jersey.
and that was the end of that.
And also, I have like Jeremy Macklin and like 3 McNabbs. And of course, when I said hi to Alan, I said, "Great AJ Brown jersey." He said, "I'm glad you knew it was AJ Brown." I was like, "Well, I didn't think a real fan would be wearing a Wentz because I have a Wentz jersey that's
because
just
he's not on the
rotting
team.
now."
I
too.
have 2 of them in my closet
Yep.
because I believe that much in that guy early on.
But the Macklin, he just didn't renew his contract too. So that's
Macklin
like,
was a good player. That
Yeah.
was the best of all of them by
Yeah.
far.
Which is insane. That is a low bar.
save the best for last.
But he also had kind of a devastating injury and ended his career a
Yes.
little early too, so that may be his fault as well.
Yeah. So maybe you don't want me to wear your SoulJoel's t-shirt. I'm just throwing it out there.
Let's roll the dice, brother.
Well, Monday we'll see if you come limping in here.
What happened to Joel? Well, someone wore my shirt. Kind of like my jersey.
Keller.
So another fun fact, kind of on the similar note, when it was his birthday, I posted a picture of him laughing, and he has this like big energy. Even in the picture, you can see. And then him and I on New Year's Eve, the first 2 comments. Oh, I didn't realize Alan wears different jerseys.
There's a girl I went to kindergarten.
By the
like.
way, Alan only wears Eagles jerseys.
Even in kindergarten.
Not back that far, but for a long time. But there was a girl I went to kindergarten with who was one of the people that commented on that post who said, I thought he was wearing the same jersey the whole time.
It's like your uniform. You're like Star Trek.
Yeah. I have countless jerseys.
How many do you have?
I don't even know I have so many. It's over 30.
Over 30? So do you literally wear one? Do you rotate them through the month?
Absolutely. It's just
Oh, do you? So yes, a good question. Do you put them in different order?
when I wash them, they go to the end of the line.
You have a rotation.
And I go, funk, 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 funk. Sometimes I skip depending on my mood.
This is
I'm
how
not a
I know
robot.
you're crazy.
I'm not a complete robot.
This is how we know he doesn't have OCD, because if he had OCD, he'd wear them in numerical order.
If you ever saw the movie American Psycho, my closet looks a little bit like his. No.
Lots
that
of
would
plastic
be
wrap.
funny.
Yes, plastic.
Tarps.
I have a whole discussion that goes on with myself as I pick the
You're a
jersey.
big Huey Lewis fan.
Sports is one of the greatest albums of all time.
It is. It's a great album.
Right back
Yeah,
into
man.
the number 11 slot.
Dude, that's what I do, man. It just boom, 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 boom. And then sometimes I'll be like, Kelsey had a rough game. Well, Kelsey doesn't have a rough game
No.
ever, but somebody might have a rough game. You get skipped in the rotation.
I don't blame you. But to go back to answering the question, whatever we want. It'll be fun. It'll be light.
What was the question?
What do we guys talk about?
Boy, we were really off the rails.
Got us.
It'll be no politics, nothing serious, just goofiness.
Love it. Perfect. That's
Yeah.
that's the type of show I want to listen to. That's wonderful.
Then you hopefully we're on the air, which I think we will after today, and hopefully you'll click on over and join us.
Oh, I
Alan.
definitely
and
will.
we're definitely going to get you on at some point.
I'm in anytime.
Well, you might have to stay up.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Really?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Because earlier last night we were planning this today. I go, Alan, no judgment, but what time do you wake up? He goes, around 2 o'clock p.m.
I go to bed roughly around when you get up.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah.
I've been a musician my whole life and a guitar teacher. My job can't start earlier than 3:30 p.m. because I can't start until kids get out of school. So my entire life since I was 24 years old has been geared to not working before 3:30 p.m.
I took a wrong turn somewhere. So you wake up at 2. What time do you go to bed?
4 or 5
In the morning? Mm-hmm. What do you do at night?
All my best stuff happens at night, man.
He's got a really good podcast that happens at like 3 in the morning.
It's called Al's Living Room. I just go through my Eagle jerseys one by one.
You got 1 hour, brother.
Oh man, no, so right now my back's messed up, so I can't play guitar. I'm a guitar teacher for a living and part-time musician. And so usually that time would go to guitar playing. Mm-hmm. Now it goes to podcast stuff, this booking stuff, or just thinking about ways to change the world, brother.
So if you drive by Alan's house at like 3 in the morning with the windows down, you'll just hear a riff coming out of the windows.
Well, I'm not an obnoxious neighbor,
Okay.
But if you listen closely, you might hear something. Yes.
All right, good to know.
I went in
Good
the
to know.
in the pandemic when because that's one of my favorite things to talk about is what people did in the early days of the pandemic, right? Because we were all going nuts, in one way or another. And for the first 2 or 3 weeks, I decided to play video games, eat everything in the house, and just sit around and do all that stuff I thought I really wanted to do when I didn't have the time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I was sick of it.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Like all of us.
Right.
Yeah.
So I bought a keyboard, practiced keyboard 4 hours a day around the 2 or 3 hours of guitar playing, learned all the songs I wanted to learn that I didn't have time for, and was ready to rumble. I was able to then do a little fancy thing when my band played after the pandemic where I could switch back and forth from guitar to keyboard live.
Did you teach yourself to play keyboard?
Yes. Well, I have a buddy that gave me a couple lessons. Really good player I used to play in a band with named Francois Byers. Francois is the man. And he gave me a couple lessons on proper fingerings, and then I did the rest myself.
That always sounds dirty. My wife teaches piano, so I hear that.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I hear
Very
that
cool.
fingering all the time.
Yeah, totally. I love it, man.
I can't say it without
It's
smiling.
yes, I can.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Tickling the old ivories.
If that's what you're into.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, so I get a kick out of that kind of early pandemic days and what people did with it. You know what I mean? I also quit smoking after 30 years, which is awesome.
During the pandemic, he quit smoking and taught himself to play the piano.
Cold turkey, by the way.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do it. Some people baked bread or like learned a skill.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything?
No.
No.
No, I learned what stress was really like. No show, no dough.
Learned how to check his spam
Joel's
folder.
being very modest. Joel learned how to save comedy on the East Coast is what he did during the pandemic.
100%.
Thanks, man.
Dude,
Well,
that's
learned how
no
to pitch
bull.
a tent.
That's no bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. He learned how to pitch a tent is exactly correct. A big old tent. And
You guys are very kind, but I know what you're saying there.
We're just proud of you.
I know, thanks, man.
But that's what Joel did during the pandemic, and it was something else. That's
I love the Dome.
Yeah.
I think the Dome is one of the most genius things that I have ever seen.
agreed,
in
man.
a tough time, and I'm not just saying that because now he pays me.
Right.
I said that on the radio.
Not yet.
That's true. That's true. Right now, it's mythical. It's mythical. No one's paid on day 4.
That's so funny.
The paycheck's going to come and it's going to say, I gave you a sweatshirt and 2 T-shirts.
At least you know my name's on it.
I've always known your name.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
That's so awesome, man. Woo. Well, yeah, this pod's going to be fun. I can't wait to hear it, man. I'm really looking forward to this.
I'm looking forward to it too. Joel and I, like I said, we've done the shows when he's come in and sat in. That was a different vibe, and because it was radio and he was a guest. I'm looking forward to having him as a co-host every day and just getting to shoot the S with him, bust some balls, and just have a good time. And we both love to tell stories of stupid stuff that we've done. So it's going to be like jousting. Who's done the dumber thing?
I love that. I love that.
Well, speaking of which, though, there's been every event now we've had. One person comes up and said, I came here because I've heard you on Mornings with Mike.
That's so
And
cool.
it's like,
It's very nice.
No, it's very. But one of the waitresses, not knowing who we didn't even get a chance to tell them. Mm-hmm. They came over and like, and you know, you get this as a waitress. You're like, she literally goes, I haven't even gave them drinks yet. Like, what could the complaint be? We haven't even started. And they went like this. They go, speak easy. Now, that was the word to get $5 off your meal, because I had just done the last show with Mornings with Mike
Yeah.
on WE the day before. So they came literally 30 hours
Did you have
later.
to do the hand motion too?
Well, but here's the thing. We were not
Did you have to
doing,
give it the jazz hands?
We weren't.
He had a good idea and I turned
the joke.
into
Stop
stupid.
stepping on it. So we
That's
were
my job.
we were just on the radio, so there was no visual.
Yeah.
But I said it like that, and Mike, because he makes everything better,
That's not true.
he goes, but you got to say it like this with the jazz hands.
Dude.
So he literally used his words to illustrate it, right? So they came in like this. Then they come and find me, and I was setting up the line dancing and open mic, and they went like this. Do you believe in ghosts? And I'm like, hi, I'm Joel. Like, can I get your names before we start talking about
the other
like,
world?
Let's not talk about religion and politics, but we're talking about the other world. What's on the other side?
Aliens?
Aliens? Yeah. How do you feel
Chupacabra?
about this? I mean, how do you feel like Tuesday was going to go? I don't know how this Tuesday was. I don't know. They called back a story that I had told on his show from 2 months before that.
Oh, wow.
Where our wedding planner was like, there's ghosts here. This building
yeah,
is from
sure,
1931.
What's a sure?
Sure.
Yeah, Alan, without blinking, in his number 11 jersey goes, yeah.
This is actually Bronco Nagurski, and his ghost says communicates with me.
And also, now that he says that, he looks like a character from the Haunted Mansion in Disney.
Oh, he's a character.
Like you have a very Haunted Mansion look going on here.
I love it.
So the story was that Shannon Rossi, our wedding coordinator, was setting up. We were here till like midnight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're setting up the wedding. We come in the next morning to make sure everything's fine. All the silverware is off the table. Mm-hmm. And I went to Mike. I go, Mike, I don't care if you believe in ghosts, you don't believe in ghosts, but if I'm coming back as a ghost, I'm doing more than rearranging silverware. But other than that, there's no other way to explain it. Like, that's a dumb prank. If you're an employee or someone that broke in, you're like, oh, I want to break in and cause some havoc. There goes the forks and knives.
I'm half expecting on Monday morning when we come in that all the wires are plugged into different holes on the board.
Right. Yeah, totally, man. Totally. Yeah.
Couch is upside down.
Facing backwards.
They hide the microphones.
Yeah. But that's the story they were talking about. So not only did they come in and go speakeasy,
But they knew
they
the
start
story.
talking about. Then they go and they were talking about when the wife went into the women's room, the toilets were flushing. What a clean ghost. Rearranges, puts silverware on the floor, and then flushes the
Very
toilet.
courteous.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say it's a ghost that does the courtesy flush. They hear the door open, just to clean up any wafting.
Right.
That's the kind of ghost you don't mind having as a roommate.
No,
It was amazing.
it was fun.
That's
It's
so cool.
he would always, and the great thing about Joel is like some people, I think stuff like that happens and they don't tell you. Like I get a text from Joel right away. He always shares it with me, which is it makes me feel good. It did,
And knowing he gets up so early, and I'm flying high from the show, and then that story, I go, sorry for the late text. It was 9:30.
it wasn't that late. Even I'm up at 9:30. Even I'm up at 9:30.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I'm having a great time, and again, I think Monday's going to be a lot of fun.
Monday's gonna be a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
I'm looking forward to getting Jaden involved.
Jaden.
Yep. And he's going to be a third mic and he'll be our producer. We're running all those
Love it.
buttons
Oh,
over there.
Jaden's
And
great, man.
then we're going to have an extra microphone and for guys like you or guests that we come in. And if anyone out there is looking to sponsor a podcast, reach out, Mike at sjpcomedy.com because we got some cool things cooking. Like a lot of the breweries that I've worked with at the radio station doing my morning pint segment, which is a segment we did every Thursday morning. We brought a brewery in and we talk about their beers, sample some. I figured out a way to get paid to drink.
That's
is what happened.
awesome.
Yeah, you guys got to figure out a way to move that pot thing.
We got to
into
get some
cash.
dispensaries. They're already out in the dome.
Yes.
Restore's already out in the dome.
All right. Yeah.
Restore, hit us up. Podcast. Restore. I go to the one in Lancaster.
I'm not just a user. I'm also the client.
Right. I don't just play one on TV.
But it is funny that dispensary is on High Street in
Yeah.
Pottstown.
It is.
Oh, I never put the pots down together.
Yeah.
It is.
I didn't either. It was one of the comedians. Their words, not mine.
Yeah. That is pretty good.
But we're looking to get some of the breweries involved,
That's
and
great.
with the Oktoberfest as well.
Yep.
It should be a lot of fun.
So
Yeah.
cool, man. This is going to be awesome. I
Joel
can't wait
says
to
that
check it
now.
out.
We'll see in 3 weeks if he's tired of me.
Yeah.
He's used to once a month with me.
Well, this is Bring 'em Out for Alan Hill, Mike Keller, SoulJoel. Thank you so much, guys.
My man.